Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. Hey kings and queens, hey gods and goddesses. This is your host, Phoenix the Goddess, and you are now tuned into the Goddess Sanctuary. This is a safe space for all kings and queens and everyone in between. This podcast is dedicated to the healing, growth, and support of all Black kings and queens because we need it. Here in this podcast, we discuss all things love, sex, relationship, and of course, self love, y'all. Self love. Today's episode, this is going to be a relationships um episode. Now, our title today is when do we stop playing the blame game? Okay, between Black women and Black men, when do we stop playing the blame game of who hurt who more? Who is to blame for the instability of a Black household? How we value each other? Who is to blame for this? Yes. Who is to blame? When are we going to adjust that thinking that we have opposed to put it on each sex? Okay, because we have a collective problem. Okay, so let's go ahead and I want to just start with some keywords. You guys know how I do my thing. You know how I do my thing. So let's just start. Let's see here. I have two words I want to bring up that I've noticed a lot um lately. That first, let's talk about blame. What is the definition of blame? Let's talk about that a little bit. What exactly is the definition of blame? Let's see here. Sorry, I'm going between my pages, y'all. I love y'all. I miss y'all. So, the definition of blame: to assign responsibility for a fault or wrong. That is the definition of blame. Now, there's also another word I would like to bring up because this is often, especially in this culture now, this word is used way too often, but let's see how it's applied. The word petty, okay? Because this is what we're going to need to address some petty behind behavior and different things of that nature. So, petty, of little importance, trivial. That's directly what the word petty means. Of little importance or trivial. Now, what does it mean in the sense of a person being petty? Okay. Making things, events, or actions normal people dismiss as trivial or insignificant into excuses to be upset, uncooperative, childish, or stubborn. Ciao. Ciao. I'm gonna have to say that one again. Okay. Making things, events, or actions normal people dismiss as trivial or insignificant into excuses to be upset, uncooperative, childish, or stubborn. That is the definition of like a petty person. I know a lot of those. A lot of people who carry that energy because, honestly, it's not necessarily that person is petty because there are certain things in life that they don't consider, it's certain things in their life, of course, they're not as, deemed to be upset about something insignificant in their life. Those things, of course, that people who are petty are not all the time, but they use this to their advantage, for certain situations. So let's start with the fact that this is a problem. This is a problem. I have seen, I'll say over the last 2, 3 years, heavy on social media, uh, of this blame game that black men have on black women, black women have on black men. Honey, I need to bring my own crystal down because I just need to breathe. Cuz just going into thinking about this topic is like I can feel the energy in me just rising. Bring the crystal down. Bring the crystal down. Yes. Just in this topic alone, it's very hard. It touches my heart on a different level because I understand there's more than a dynamic of, okay, oh, black men ain't or what we say, well, women say black men ain't shit. Men say black women ain't shit. There's much more to the dichotomy of what we have gone through as a people. So, for those who don't like what I'm about to say, it just means it doesn't apply for your life. It's okay. You don't have to agree with me. You don't gotta like shit that I say. This is my platform. This is my goddess sanctuary. And what I'm saying is for people who can hear and who are online and in tune to understand there's things that are in place and have been in place that have been much larger to affect us as a people. So, for one, let's start off with this. We are no longer comparing black women and black men to people who are not black. Can we do that? Can we start with that? We are not going to compare black women to what black women to what white women, Asian women, Chinese women, Indian women, Mexican women, any other women. We're not going to compare them to other women. We're not doing that anymore. That's non-existent here in this sanctuary. That's not what we do here. We're gonna go over this thoroughly, yeah, because I'm feeling like this is gonna end up having to be a couple part series, but I'm just want to touch on the just the basics of the blame game right now. We're gonna just get that out the way. We are no longer comparing black men to white men, Chinese men, Indian men, Mexican men. We're not comparing them to any other class of men, okay? Any other men. No, we're not. Black men as the original man, black women of the original woman of the planet, of this earth. We have a different plight, okay? We have a different experience than most people have or will ever have or even in their culture have ever experienced. So we have to look at that as a major key factor opposed to pointing fingers at somebody, okay? Other cultures will never have the level of trauma that we have experienced just here alone in America. We're not even talking slavery going into, the slavery here in America. We're not even talking past that point. We're talking about from just shit. If you want to just go back to the 70s, 80s, we're not talking even Africa. We're not talking about the migration. We're not talking about any of that. I'm talking about mm, whew, I'm talking about just the trauma we have faced in America and that experience and what that is for us. America as it had come 400 years ago when we were enslaved. Okay. Because I know that y'all don't all believe we came on ships. If you do, that's a whole nother subject. We are native people of this land. If you didn't know that, how many tribes? They only talk about 5 or 6 tribes of Native American people. But did you know there was over 300 Native American tribes in the United States at that time? We all couldn't have come on 300 boats now. The amount of black people that are here. So let me keep on divulging into what I'm saying. This blame that we put on one another, like, let's just start with black men. Black men are talked about, black men are mistreated, black men are harassed, Black men are misjudged. Black men have gone through so many different things just to be a black man in America. Just to be a black man in America. What do we know as black women that is for him and his experience? The trauma that he has in his experience. This is not just a trauma I'm talking about from just directly his experience. I'm talking about the lineage trauma. I'm talking about the trauma of his father, his father's father, his father's father's father here in America from the broken homes. What is it for a black man to live his life, waking up every day, having to feel the weight of the world from everybody else that tells him he's not good enough? You know what I'm saying? For everything else in the world that is affecting him as a man, and then have to come home into a space that is toxic, that there's arguments, that is fights, where he has to sit down in his car and take about 20 minutes to brace himself for whatever he may feel or whatever he might get thrown at him when he goes home. Yes, I feel like he shouldn't necessarily be standoffish or angry when he comes home, bringing home that negative energy. He should take that time to clear that negative energy he might have experienced through his day out when he was in the car. But how conducive is it when he comes into the home? It should be a space that he wants to run home when he gets off the work. He knows that when he comes into his space, it's going to be nurturing. It's going to be healing us women as nurturers. He shouldn't feel that it's going to be an argument every day. Black women have gone through a lot. That experience that we as black women don't have, but we stand by our black men. Now, people say that black women don't love their black men. That is one of the biggest lies there is. By far, in measure, women love their black men, and they still do. And they are usually, if we are in a heal place and we love ourselves completely, they are our first line of choice. That is not the last line of choice. That is the first line of choice. When you have trauma that is unhealed, when you have experiences where, well, whether male or female, you know, we have those certain traumas we go through, that's when it affects us to the point where you have people who want nothing to do with their own race. Who does a black man who, ugh, I don't want a black woman. When you came from the womb of a black woman that, ugh, I don't want a black man. You came from the semen of a black man. That's why you're even here in this experience. So we have to be more cognitive how we talk to each other, how we deal with each other, how we experience each other, okay? This black man has experienced hell. Think about the trauma of young black men who don't get to live with their fathers, who only have their mothers, and the trauma that he experienced from not being around his father, with his father in a lot of our black society, whether he's locked up, he died, or he's simply a father who goes and has kids with someone, has kids with somebody else, has kids with somebody else, Rolling Stone. But that's also based off trauma too. What would make this man feel is okay? This is also based off what we see in media. So there's a levels and many different working functions as to why our black men do some of the things that they do. There's many functions and different things that come in why black women do the things that they do. People say, "Oh, black women so angry. They have this thing. They don't want to back down. They don't want to They don't want to comply or be cooperative with their black counterpart. Yes, we have that experience. You got to remember, this is all trauma. Just as there's an experience of men who cheat, who lie, who will go around making babies, who won't be there for their children. We have that situation. But we have that based on the trauma that we went through as a society. And if at large in society we went through that much fucking trauma, we have to stop putting blame on each other and pointing fingers. And if you're a grown ass person and you keep putting blame on either one of the genders, you have not healed. You are sad and you need time to grow up. Because this is no longer, we're talking about building the black home. This shouldn't even be a thing that we have to build. But guess what? The situation we were put in by the government, by society, was purposely made to break the structure of our homes, of our families. No one, no other culture has that experience to the extent that we have it. So there's no other people that can even come in the lane of what we're talking about. So comparing us to other people, other women, other men, hell no. They don't even have the same plight. Oh, white women don't act like that. Chinese women also, men weren't getting locked up at alarming rates so that they wouldn't be there with their kids. So they wouldn't be there to help their wives and their women. Governmental literally said, really, literally puts in place that you can't even have your man in your house. You can keep having kids, but you can't have your black man living with you in the home if you're gonna get help. You don't see how this works? You don't see how this mind game works? So if her black man is not in her home, the same way how they whipped and beat the shit out of her black man, and she had to stand there as a woman. Oh my gosh, we're not gonna go into this, are we? Sit there and rape her black man in front of her, and then make her feel like her black man is not nothing. He can't do nothing. He ain't shit. In front of her, in front of her children. Now let's talk more of like the 80s and stuff, right? So as a black woman, her man is locked up. She loves her man. See, this is misconception that black women don't love their men. They love their men. They love their men. They do. But when society, the world, the government that is helping you pay for your expenses has locked your man up, then when they let him out, if he gets out, if he doesn't die, if he doesn't get, if he's not messed up in a mental institution from all the trauma he's gone through, now he's out of jail. He can't get a job. So now how times he ends up back in jail trying to hustle to get money to take care of him and his family. So what is the mom left to do? She's left to take care of the sons, the daughters, right? And provide safety and protection. This is our men's role to provide, to protect. So then you can't get really mad at the black woman for doing what she had to do. Provide, protect her children, and still love you. They're still trying to put money on your books while you're in jail. Then how many black women deal with violence with black men when they get out? Or whatever the case may be, because of unhealed trauma. Now she's busting her behind. She's working. She's getting help from the government. She's trying to make everything okay for everybody else, as she's always doing. She's known to do in society. Everybody ridicules her for everything, and they take from her everything. And she still stands strong. And this is true. I'm being real. She is supposed to be polite, not angry, not have an attitude, not be so cold, so hard, when she can't even have someone at night to cry to, who helped her produce her children, who are stressing her out. The world that's stressing her out. Her having to go to a job and work two, three jobs to take care of her children. She doesn't have her man there to help nurture her son. She has to play. And people get mad when women say, "Oh, happy Father's Day." It is not because women want to be fathers. It's because if that's all they know they have done and they don't have a father role in the house, for them, it's like, I do it all. I do it all. Now, I feel like women shouldn't try to say in Father's Day, Father, all that kind of thing. No, you're not a father. You're a mother at the end of the day. Enjoy Mother's Day to your fullest. But understand the mindset behind that. She had to provide when she didn't have nothing. She couldn't cry to her husband. Her husband couldn't protect her. Her man, whether they're legally married or not, but they already had kids. If you know anything about how spiritual things work and how the interconnection of the fluids and things of that nature, once you didn't have sex with somebody, you have put yourself in a form of marriage. But that's a whole nother thing because most people don't even know about that. So she's taking care of these children. She's loving them the best she can. She doesn't even have time for herself to think. Her life is every day under anxiety. Oh, let me get up, get the kids. Okay. Oh, let me go. I gotta go to work. Oh, I gotta go home, cook. I gotta. When does she have time to breathe? She barely takes care of her own sanity because her sanity is last because she's putting everybody else first. She's doing what she has to do. We as black women are constantly living, and black men too, are constantly living under a state of pressure, anxiety. That's not normal. You know the idea of fight or flight? We're constantly living under that kind of a thing all the time. That's supposed to be for quick situations or having to make a decision quick. But when your life is like that ongoing, all you knew is, okay, everything is a jitter. It's always something like that. Now, the mom is raising these kids. They get teenagers. They all got different hormones. This one's acting like this one acting like this. Her son needs his dad for his development. Because it's at certain points that even culturally, the father takes over with the sons. Culturally, women, us as women, black women, we need our fathers. People think that is just the sons. No, 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 no. It's not just the sons. It is not just the sons. Young women need their fathers too, so they can know what it's like to see a healthy black man who can take care, who's in the structure of her household, who shows her how and what a man would need, how it looks for her to be treated healthily, how it looks to see healthy black love and structure in her. It's certain things that if having a healthy black father in her life, she would never let certain things occur with black men. And it's certain things with having a black father in your life who is conducive and healthy that he wouldn't allow certain things to happen to his daughter. Same thing for his son. His son, he has to be there to help him structure him, help him build him to be a man. Not that when a black mother is so stressed out and they have this mentality, man up, and have that all messed up mentality from their trauma, their parents' trauma. Man up. I'll be damned if I ever I see a child, if I see a woman tell a young boy or a young girl, but especially the boys, tell him to man up. You're talking to a 5-year old. You're talking to a 12-year-old. You're talking to a 15-year-old boy who has no structure from a black man to man up. He hasn't been even been taught. And you can't teach him how to be a man. No matter how aggressive you are, no matter how you could teach him qualities. You're going to teach him qualities. You can teach him certain things of how to be a go getter, how to be motivated, how to heal. You need to be teaching your children how to nurture their souls. If they learn the basics of nurturing their soul, even if they don't have a father in their life, it'll be easier for them to heal and be able to deal with people in the world. So he's not angry. So he doesn't have animosity. So by the time he's 22, he don't want to rob and steal and kill and is so angry at the world he wants to beat everybody up. It's because there's no balance in society, especially in the black society. If a man is emotional at any time, he's a bitch. If he's too hard, he's a thug. Where's the middle ground for men? Because at the end of the day, I'm being real, women. Women, hear me out. I'm being real. Because at the end of the day, yes, things are hard for us. It's very hard. But it's accepted in society for us to cry, get angry. People might not like it, but it's expected. It's accepted in society that we'll get emotional and cry. Oh, but no. Let a black man cry. He doesn't have that room for expression. And this is why I say what I say. This blame game, if we're going to truly heal, if we're going to evolve and really try to bring union into the black love, because if we do you know what it would do to this world? That's a whole nother thing. Now, we're black people now who got money, who are building businesses, empires. Now, imagine if the love frequency and union of the black man and black woman came together, what that would do for us as a people, how we can heal so many traumas, how magical chemically if it's for our DNA. So I just want to put this out there. Let's stop with the blame game shit. This is definitely going to be a multiple part series because there's going to be people that don't like what the fuck I say. I don't give a shit because this is needed. I love y'all. And I believe our next episode, I will be going live or getting a phone line so I can have callers call in so I can discuss with y'all. I can do it more fluidly. And I would love that because I love to hear from my kings and queens. I love your thoughts. I love to be there to support you. So let's stop playing the blame game on each other and let's make it more of a unified step forward. I love you, Black Kings. If no one has told you today, I love you. I appreciate you. Oh God, I feel you. I feel emotional. I'm not going to lie. I feel you. My Black Queens, I love you. I adore you. I appreciate you, and you are seen too. And I'm going to leave on this note. I love you guys. Stay focused. Be kind to one another because we have the power to unify in a healthy way without blaming each other. Let's stop the blaming. That's no longer the thing. We all know we fucked up. The same bug that bit me bit him. The same bug that bit her bit him. So let's just move forward. I love you. Let's be the eternal gods and goddesses that we are. I'll talk to you later. Mwah. Love y'all.